Hello, everybody, and welcome to another M19 draft here on the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. And before I begin, I would just like to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe to get updates for whenever I post new content. But without further ado, let's get into the draft. Okie doke, so our rare is Goblin Trashmaster. I think this card's fine, but not insane. I don't love, there's a couple of goblins you can get at the common level in red, but this card is just fine, nothing insane. A Johnny's Pridemate is a type of card that there's enough incidental life gain that it's good, but you don't need to take it first pick. It's not like a bomb or anything. It's just pretty good in the black-white archetype specifically. Druid of Horns is a card I don't love going all in on early. It is certainly playable in some decks, but most decks don't want to run a bunch of auras. Some decks do, and this card's good in those decks. Sleep is a card I haven't gotten to play with yet, but it is quite strong if you are an aggressive blue deck. However, I don't think most blue decks are that aggressive, so not a huge fan of this. I think I'm just going to take Essence Scatter. I think it goes into all blue decks, whereas Sleep only goes into a certain subset. I think Essence Scatter is quite good, and Colossal Dreadmaw is also pretty good, but I think Essence Scatter is the best card there. Sleep is only good in an aggressive blue deck, and a lot of blue decks are more defensive. So if you end up in like blue-black or like blue-green to a certain extent, because you end up kind of a bit rampy there, Essence Scatter is just going to be a good blue card no matter what. I think it's a pretty good card in this format. This pack is very, very good. They took the rare, which means they must have had a pretty good rare. Luminous Bonds is one of the best commons. Rabid Bite is one of the best green commons. Meteor Golem's good in a slower deck. I don't really want to take it this early because I'm not sure how slow the deck is going to be. Startled me. Yikes. Whew. Thank you so much, Cog Whistle, for the follow. I really appreciate it. Meteor Golem is a bit slow. I'm not a huge fan of taking super slow cards early. 7-drops are a risk in this format, I think. I think Sky Scanner is pretty solid. I think Gravedigger might be the best card. I think I'm going to take... I think I'm going to take Luminous Bonds, though. It's just solid removal, cheap, and I really do value that quite highly. I also think white is probably the best color. One of the best colors. I think that it's close. There were so many good cards in that pack, but I don't love Meteor Golem as much in draft as I do in sealed because 7 mana is a huge commitment. Hard to get there. I think this card's better than Rabid Bite for sure, and Gravedigger is a nice 2-for-1, but I think the efficient removal is a higher priority than the 2-for-1 cards because you can usually pick up a 2-for-1 card a little bit later. Now, Sift is a nice card. You don't really want more than one Sift in a deck, but I don't mind taking the first one fairly highly. Gallant Cavalry is a fine common, but I don't think it's worse than Sift, probably. Especially if I have a more controlling deck. These cards can go in either aggro or control. But Colossal Majesty is more of a red-green card. That's the archetype it's the best in, because you have Onakai Ogre at the 3-drop slot. I don't really like it outside of red-green. Rox Oracle's not really a high priority pickup for me. Skeleton Archer is just fine. I think I'm going to take the Sift here. I think you want one Sift in your decks sometimes if you're a more controlling deck, just to win some late game card advantage duels. And a bit rewarded here, Exclusion Mage is excellent at any stage of the game. And if we take the Exclusion Mage, we're just going to be committed to blue. It is a nice fourth pick. There's a rare and an uncommon missing, and there's definitely rares and uncommons I'd take over it. I think it's better than most of the commons, so I'm not sure which common would have been taken, but they could have definitely taken a Lich's Caress or something like that. Pegasus Courser is a nice card as well, but I don't have really any creatures right now. And if I do end up... and Pegasus Courser really does need some aggressive creatures. I am only 3 picks in, so that is a consideration, but I think Exclusion Mage is just quite good. Interaction on a 2/2 body, it's really never going to be a dead card, always going to buy you some time or something. I do like Pegasus Courser, but at least I'm also more committed to blue than I am to white. I could still move into a different color and potentially splash Luminous Bonds. Shock is good, but it's not as good as in this format as it has been in past formats. I think it goes Exclusion Mage for me, then Pegasus Courser, then Shock, and then maybe Vampire Neonate or Submerged Boneyard. But I'm pretty happy to get the Exclusion Mage here, pretty solidly into blue at this point. Blood Divination is the type of card that I think is fine in black-white sacrifice, but a lot of the time you can't afford to sacrifice a creature just to draw 3, and Sift, since I already have a Sift, I don't really need this type of effect. Recollect is unplayable in my opinion, it's just too slow. Daggerback is a pretty decent green card. It works really well with Rabid Bite, just turns that into an unconditional kill spell as long as Daggerback isn't bounced in response or something. Explosive Apparatus is kind of a nice card in blue-white, but I don't prioritize it until I have some artifact payoffs, like in the animator guy, skilled animator. Gallant Cavalry is a fine card. It's a defensive body. I already have a Luminous Bonds. I think I'm going to take Gallant Cavalry over the Basilisk. Spark Tongue Dragon hasn't been super impressive to me. It's fine, but not insane. But Gallant Cavalry has performed fairly well for me. Lockstone Linebreaker is one of my most drafted cards because I always get it with like 3 cards left in the pack. I think it's playable, but not exceptional. Sleep is quite strong. It's still in the pack, which is maybe a signal that I could be drafting a kind of more aggressive blue deck. All my cards can work in either deck so far, pretty much. Sift is more of a slow card, but Essence Scatter is fine in aggressive decks. Luminous Bonds is good in aggressive or control decks. Daybreak Chaplain's a fine card. I don't really want an Inspired Charge in this deck. Snapping Drake's also solid, but I already have a 4-drop. I think I'm going to take Sleep just because if I do end up in a blue-white aggressive deck, it's going to be one of my best cards. And blue-white can end up a little bit aggressive. I already have Exclusion Mage is good for the tempo game too. And I'm not going to miss a Snapping Drake all that much. I do like Snapping Drake. I think I would take it over Daybreak Chaplain here, but it's not an insane pickup. And now a blue-white gold card. Pretty nice to see that. Vivian's Invocation is solid if you're playing a green ramp deck because you will usually end up with a couple of ways like big fatties to get with this, and then you can, even if you hit like a 3-mana 4, if you hit like a 3-mana 3/3, you still get some value out of it. I do like Knightly Valor a decent amount, but I think Aerial Engineer is quite strong in blue-white specifically. 4-mana 2/4 is not insane, but once you get the flying part, 4-mana 4/4 flyer is quite good, and you can usually pick up some artifacts in this deck. Knightly Valor is a solid card. I do like it, but I think Aerial Engineer is just a little bit better, and I'd rather just take that here. Shield Mare is a little bit better than Daybreak Chaplain. 2-mana 1/3 is a fine card, but the Shield Mare gains you some life, which is nice immediately, and this is more of like it has like an effect later. It's also good against red decks. A little bit like a little bit good against removal. This draft is on easy mode. I don't know. There have been some close picks. And Goblin Trashmaster Wield, which is kind of surprising. Rustwing Falcons in the pack, which I could take. It's a fine sideboard option, or even main deckable. I think there were a couple of really close picks, Orcrin, but there have also been a couple of like tougher ones. Like the first pick was kind of tough. The second pick was really tough. This versus Knightly Valor is kind of tricky. I'm gonna take the Rustwing Falcon here. I'm not gonna move into red. I mean, just because the color's open doesn't mean the draft is all set in stone. There's still choices, like Mighty Leap versus Totally Lost. I think I'm going to take Mighty Leap. I don't love Totally Lost. It's a bit inefficient, and Mighty Leap is quite nice. I like having a couple copies of that. Now I'm going to take Tolarian Scholar over Revitalize. I want to sort by my curve so I can see what I have in terms of creatures. I don't love running the Tolarian Scholar in the main deck, but sometimes you have to. Revitalize is like not a great card. You can side it in sometimes. Skeleton Archer is a nice black card, but it is a 4-drop and it's not even in a color I'm looking on playing. Now I guess I'll just take Knight's Pledge. Couple Knight's Pledges. And as always, Lockstone Linebreaker. I think I like the Linebreaker a little bit better than Tolarian Scholar. There's a couple of like 1/3s in the format that this guy can punch through. There's a couple of 4/3s that this guy can block. I think it's just a little bit better than the 2/3. And I already do have a 2/3, so it's nice to like diversify the size of the creatures. Let's go. This is like if you're playing a blue deck, this is just a bomb, especially because I'm looking to play a little bit of an artifact focus already. But this pack is actually nuts. Like Tezzeret, Luminous Bonds, Exclusion Mage are all great. Take Vengeance is like a nice card too. We're easily taking the Tezzeret here. It works with our we might have an artifact sub-theme in this deck. Also just 5 mana, start making tokens, and then if you ever get to the ultimate, you just win pretty much. After Tezzeret, I think I would take Luminous Bonds, then Exclusion Mage, I think in that order, and then Meteor Golem, but Tezzeret's a nice pickup here, for sure. Maybe not Meteor. Yeah, I'd probably play Meteor Golem in this deck. Maybe I'd take Vengeance over it, but Tezzeret is a nice pickup. Okie doke. Pretty easy Pegasus Courser for me here. Take Vengeance is fine. I think I'd just rather have the Pegasus Courser, though. I'm not sure, though. Maybe I do want the... It's between these two cards for sure, in my opinion. I'm not splashing Electrify. I'm not playing black for this card. I'm not taking Explosive Apparatus here, even though I do have a couple, like one artifact payoff. Pegasus Courser is much better if you're a bit more of an aggressive deck. Take Vengeance is a little bit better in a control-ish deck. We do have a pretty decent late game thanks to this TEZZERET we just picked up. But other than TEZZERET, our late game's kind of a little bit lackluster. I do like the flying element of this. And Take Vengeance is the type of card you can play like one of, but after that it really goes downhill because if you draw multiples, sometimes it's just quite bad. I think I'm going to take the Pegasus Courser. Okay, Salvager of Secrets doesn't really work well with, I guess Essence Scatter is an instant, but I'm going to keep it in the 2-drop slot for now. It works decently with that, but it's not an insane card for me. I don't love Knight of the Tusk. Not going to splash Volley Veteran. I think for me it's between Dwarven Priest and Salvager of Secrets. Blue-white can probably end up with some more spells. I already have 3 spells to get back thanks to this Mighty Leap. Dwarven Priest is not insane to me. I think it's fine, but not absurd. Comfortable Chill is not a card I love, but it's fine. I'm just going to take the Salvager. I like having 1 Salvager. Now I'm going to take a Dwindle. It's a nice removal spell. Runic Armasaur is quite good if you are green. There are a decent number of activated abilities in this set. Enigma Deck, I haven't really played with it yet, but I think it's probably like fine in blue-red, depending on how many spells you have. You probably want like 8 spells before it's good. Dwindle is just a good removal spell. I already have a Salvager, and Trusty Pack Beast doesn't really get back any artifacts for me as of right now, so I'm just going to take the Dwindle. Okay, since I don't have any artifact synergies, I'm not going to take the Scholar. Cavalry Drillmaster is a fine 2-drop. I don't really have a deck for it because I'm not really playing like a curve-out deck right here. Mirror Image has some applications. It can copy a couple creatures that are pretty decent. Exclusion Mage. I have a pretty decent number of nice ETBs. I think I'm going to take the Mirror Image here over the Cavalry Drillmaster. I'm not really in the market for that. Maybe I take a Disperse. Actually, I'm going to, since, I mean, you kind of want to, I don't know, be more able to stall the ground before you play Mirror Image, and I don't really have any, like, instant, I don't know. It's between Mirror Image and Disperse for me, for sure. I think I'm going to take the Disperse, just so I don't, like, die, and then I'm immediately punished by getting past another Disperse. That's kind of unfortunate. I'll take the Scholar here. Maybe I end up with a couple artifacts, pack 3, but I like the Disperse because it can help you stay alive. It can help you, like, avoid, like, Rabid Bites a little bit, and it's, like, kind of good to have Disperses and Essence Scatters open at the same time. I don't really want a Marauder's Axe here. Maybe I'm supposed to take that, though. It's another artifact. Works with Gallant Cavalry, my random 2/2s. Yeah, maybe I just want the Marauder's Axe. I don't really need the Scholar. Aviation Pioneer is perfect for this deck. It's another artifact. Gearsmith Guardian is also fine, but I'd rather have the cheaper one, the cheaper artifact enabler. I already have a couple of decent late game cards. It works well with Marauder's Axe, so I'm pretty happy I got that. Now I think I'm going to take... Ooh, Take Vengeance is still in the pack. That's nice. I was going to take Dwarven Priest because it works a little bit decently with this. Gain some life is nice, but Take Vengeance is a nice pickup. Wow, all of the Disperses. Jeez. I don't really love Cancel. Disperse, I don't want more than 1. I'll take the Scholar. Maybe I end up with some artifacts. I have 1, 2 already. I could potentially end up with a couple artifacts. I'll take the Explosive Apparatus now over the Wall of Mist, I think. If I do end up with some more artifact payoffs. I don't think I would play it at this point, but I could end up with some more artifact payoffs and want it. And now I think I'll take Dwarven Priest over Uncomfortable Chill. So the life gain can be pretty nice, especially if I have a Tezzeret to be drawing into. Totally Lost is not horrific. It's occasionally playable. And I'm 2 packs in, and I already have a full deck, which is kind of nice. I don't think this is a deck for sleep. I do need a couple more early drops. I would really kind of like to get rid of the Rustwing Falcon. Jeez, Scholar of the Stars can just... And I got the Disperse. Jeez. Jeez. Now I wish I'd taken... I kind of forget the card I took over this Disperse over. Wish I'd taken it, though. Okay, so I can cut that. Not going to have to play it. Hopefully not going to have to play these, and this, and that. And Totally Lost is a bit inefficient and clunky. Amulet of Safekeeping is not a playable rare. Dryad Greenseeker is absurd. Like, you should take this card out of most packs you open it, unless the rare is absurd. It's just the best, like, uncommon or common. It's just so good on turn 2. Gallant Cavalry's fine. Snapping Drake's fine. I think I'm just going to take Dwindle, though. Another removal spell is not going to be amiss. In this deck, I do have a tendency to fall behind, I think, with this deck, and I would not mind Dwindle. Snapping Drake is a card I wouldn't mind either, of course. The flyers are nice, but I don't really have great defensive options, and Dwindle is a nice card. One with the Machine, not really. I mean, I do have an artifact deck, but this isn't really good in the deck. Knightly Valor is a good card, but I don't really have good things to put it on. All my guys are kind of small. Shieldmare is nice to gain some life, but I already do have one, and it is kind of hard to cast. Starcrown Stag is a card that I do like taking early, but this isn't going to be a beatdown deck. I don't have the 2-drops to support a beatdown deck, so I think I'm just going to take Sky Scanner here. It's got some mild artifact synergies with Aerial Engineer. I could still get a Skilled Animator. And just the body's good. It helps smooth your draws, helps you find your late game stuff. I just like it quite a bit. Starcrown Stag is a nice card. I would take, pack one, pick one. I would take Starcrown Stag over Sky Scanner, I think. But because I already can tell I'm not going to be an aggressive deck, and because Sky Scanner is pretty good in blue-white usually, I still have a couple, like, I get to see like 6 fresh cards. I do like Knightly Valor a decent amount, but I'm just going to take Sky Scanner. Aven Windmage is nice. Salvador Secrets with, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just only going to 5. I'm only going to run the 1. I think I'll just take Aven Windmage. It's a fine 3-drop. And now I can probably cut the Lockstone Line Breaker. Now I'm getting kind of 3-drop flooded because Gargoyle Sentinel is the clear pick for me here. Another artifact synergy card for the Aerial Engineer. I don't like Gearsmith Prodigy, and I don't really want another Dwarven Priest, so Gargoyle is the clear pick for me. So I don't like Gearsmith, as I said. I'm not splashing green for anything. Don't really need Manolith, so I guess I'll take a Rustwing Falcon. I don't really want another Rustwing Falcon. But I suppose I could like side into a deck where I just play every Knight's Pledge and every Rustwing Falcon. I definitely don't need another Loxodon, so I guess I'll just take the Rustwing. I guess I will just take the Rustwing. Because if I get another like Knight's Pledge, 3 of each card makes it a little bit more likely. Now I have another Rustwing. I think I'll take Mirror Image now. Though I still don't have any great things to copy with it. You kind of want this if you're like a deck that has a lot of high drops, and this deck really doesn't. Just looking at my stuff, I have really got nothing great to copy. When you're copying a 3-drop with it, you really aren't happy. I don't think I want this card. I think I'm just gonna take another Rustwing. I really don't think I want. You really want to be copying something that costs more than 3 because you can't cast it on turn 3. Fountain of Renewal is the perfect pickup for this deck. Another cheap artifact that turns on Aerial Engineer. I think I'm going to run the Scholars of Stars at this point, now that I have enough of these artifacts. Which means I'll probably run the Explosive Apparatus, which means I'm cutting the Rustwing Falcon for sure. Let's put these 2 Scholars in. Okay. I'm not going to run a Marauder's Axe over. I think I'm just going to take Snapping Drake, though I do have a decent number of 4-drops now. Maybe I just want a Wall of Mist so I don't die. Wall of Mist is a pretty good blocker in this format. I don't have a ton of flying. I have a couple flyers. I have 3 flyers. I have the TEZZERET for late game. I think I'm just going to take Wall of Mist. I need more 2-drops. I don't need another 4-drop. I don't have a single 2-drop really, so this card could be just necessary for me to run. I don't normally love this type of card because it doesn't actually like kill the thing, so they can still just attack all their creatures in and it just soaks up some damage. So a lot of the time it functions as a life gain spell. So what are my worst 3-drops? Hey, not me. Welcome, welcome. Shieldmare came back. I'm going to take Suspicious Bookcase, though. That's a great pickup. This card's like not great in my deck. I only have like a couple 3-drop artifacts. But Suspicious Bookcase is so much better than Wall of Mist. I do like Shieldmare, but as you can see, I have 7 3-drop creatures already. I have a couple 3-drop removal spells. And Suspicious Bookcase is just an artifact for Scholar of the Stars. It's actually useful, so I'm much happier to have that than Wall of Mist. I'm just going to hate draft this card. Don't really love the Gearsmith. Have I tried any 1v1 commander? Not on Magic Online. I've played with like my friends 1v1 in person. So Suspicious Bookcase was actually a nice pickup. I didn't get any skilled animators, which is kind of annoying because I do like that card. think I'm going to start with Marauder's Axe in the sideboard. I think I might fall behind early. This card's good when you're like an aggressive deck and then they stall the board and you want to punch through. This deck isn't really like that. Mighty Leap. Let's group the creatures separately. So I might be able to cut Wall of Mist. Probably not though. So I like all these non-creature spells. The most cuttable one is probably Mighty Leap. I don't really need Mighty Leap, so I think I'm going to cut that. I'm not really that type of deck. So I need 2 more cuts. I like the 2 artifacts here. They help my Scholars, my Aerial Engineers, my TEZZERET if I want to draw extra. I think I'm going to cut Aven Wind Mage. It's not as good as a blocker. I think I'm going to fall behind a little bit as this deck, just because my 2-drops are a little bit lacking. Then I can cut Dwarven Priest, because I do already have a decent number of 4s, and they're all pretty much a little bit better than that one, I think. And I think this is going to be the deck. I'm just going to go 9-8. I think I do have a double white 3-drop, and all my blues are single blue, so except for my 5-drop. And I think this is going to be the deck. Yeah, I know it's a different format. I mean, I played 1v1. I mean, I just like have a normal deck and I played it 1v1. I would like to play first. Whoa, I thought I was playing against someone I know because they have the same picture. We will keep this hand. It's a solid hand. Turn 1 Fountain of Renewal can really help us against an aggressive deck. And we have some solid threats. And against a red opponent, I'm pretty happy to have a Fountain of Renewal. Going to always yield. Play that. Represent Essence Scatter potentially. I'm going to play Scholar of Stars before Aerial Engineer, I think, unless my opponent plays a card that I need to block. Okay, so now I will play Aerial Engineer first. Please draw a spell. That's an excellent spell. That was like the perfect spell for me to draw. Drawing more lands off it wasn't ideal, but it was still really nice for me to draw the Sky Scanner. It can shut down the Pyromancer, and then I can start playing my other threats. Definitely trading here. That was such a good exchange for me. And I'm still at full health. And now I'll play my Aerial Engineer. Looks like he missed a land drop. Another Scholar. I'll play the Aerial Engineer. I think I am going to start attacking him with it. It is a 5-turn clock on its own, and he is a bit tough on his mana. If he attacks, I will block, though, because it is an annoying blocker against my Scholar of the Stars. And, okay, sure, strike, sure. I thought it might be a Mighty Leap or something. He just hit his land drop. Ooh, that's going to be really good. I shouldn't have played my land first there, but it's okay. If I draw an island, I just win this game because I can TEZZERET. I'm not going to block. I would rather just trade 2 damage for 3 damage at this point, especially because I have Fountain of Renewal. Okay. I think I'm going to go Gargoyle, Sentinel, Dwindle here. First, I'm going to attack. Then I'm going to Dwindle the Boggart Brute. Play land. Gargoyle, Sentinel to hold back the 2-1. And this is going quite well for me. TEZZERET's going to be excellent on this board. Valiant Knight, okay. Hopefully I find an island. Okie doke. And I will pass the turn. I could crack Fountain of Renewal if I wanted to. on his end step if I don't see something to Essence Scatter, which I think it would probably do. But maybe it's better to just wait and then. I'm going to Essence Scatter that. Menace is annoying. He only has 2 cards left in his hand. Marauder attacks, okay. So now I'm going to play the Tezzeret and 3 or more artifacts. Yeah, I'm definitely just going to make a 1/1. It can chump the Valiant Knight. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Militia Bugler, okay. They whiffed. Him not being able to use the Valiant Knight is really nice for me. This is a soldier, not a knight. Okay. What do I draw? Take Vengeance is a great draw. Okay, so now I could draw 2 cards or make a 1/1. So let's see. So he has no cards in hand. He can Explosive Apparatus my 3/2. Could do that. Then I would have 3 blockers. I'm going to play this Pegasus Courser no matter what, pretty much. Then he would have 3 blockers. This card is going to be attacking every turn. I can chump it for 1 turn. I have 3 more. I'm just going to draw 2 cards. Okay. And I'm not going to attack with the 1/1. And he concedes. Okay, so let's look at his deck. He's got Pyromancers, 2 copies, 2 Boggart Brutes, a Valiant Knight, a couple of artifacts. So let's see how we want to sideboard against that, if we have any secret tech for that. Okay. I think we do want Dwarven Priest for sure. Probably want some Rustwing Falcons, because he does have 2 copies of the 2/1, and then he's got a couple of Menace guys that are hard to block. Probably want a couple Falcons. I don't love Mighty Leap on the defensive against his type of deck, especially because he has Sure Strike, which kind of does really well against Mighty Leap. Linebreaker could be a consideration, though I do have a ton of 3-drops, so I don't really want that. Tolarian Scholar would be better than that anyway. Okay. Totally lost his consideration. So what's bad in this matchup? Sift is too slow. I don't have Sleep in the main deck, best of far. My deck isn't really a Sleep deck. Okay, so Sift out for Dwarven Priest. And then I think I'm going to cut Salvager of Secrets for Rustwing Falcon and run it like that. I have Scholar of Stars to get some 2-for-1 value. I don't need the Salvager as much in this matchup. And this is a great hand. We really stall him out with this hand. I mean, this is like the perfect hand. He's mulliganing to 6. Rustwing Falcon's a good card in this matchup, I think, because of the 2/1/2s and the Menace guys. The 2/2/1s and the Menace guys. And we have 2 of our sideboard cards in our hand. We have a Wall of Mist. So he's not going to be getting through for a ton of damage, I don't think. So we're going to be gaining 3 life with this, maybe. Do want to not flood out, and we do want to draw an artifact at some point, so any Scholar of Stars will be very good. Okay, and he doesn't have a red mana. At least right now he doesn't. So I'm going to start getting in with this Rustwing Falcon. Play my Wall of Mist. I don't have the greatest hand, so the fact that he mulliganed is less relevant. And it looks like he's color screwed, or he or she. And we're a bit flooded right now. Have drawn all lands. We kept a very reasonable hand, 3 spells, 4 lands, and just have drawn 2 lands. So we need to hopefully draw one of our value cards or something, because he does have presumably like 4 or 5 spells in hand, unless he kept like all planes, which maybe he did. Valiant Knight, definitely an annoyance. And another planes is definitely an annoyance. This is actually quite unfortunate. It happens, but feels bad to have it happen. This was kind of a free game. We have 3 great cards. If we had like 2 spells in this hand, it would be very good. Okay, we can't block because we'll just end up having our guy eaten for free. And well, the stream died. One second. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm sorry, but I have to reboot some stuff. My Magic Online appears to have frozen. Okay. Boom, we reconnected. Just have to reopen the chat. Test the message, didn't work. Cancel. I have to reopen the match now. You get to see some of the technical side when things go wrong. You get to see some of the... Okay. Come on. Okay. No block. Maybe I'm supposed to block there, but okay. Test. How'd that work? Jeez. Starcrown Stag is annoying. And another land. It's a classic. Okay. Good thing it didn't happen in the middle of a very intense game. Okay, so Twitch chat is glitched out. Test it again, I guess. Okay. Okay, taps the wall. I'll block with my Dwarven Priest on the 3/3. Probably has a volley veteran or something. Shock, okay. I'm gonna stop the stream and reboot it. Hopefully that works. A spell would be nice. Not the spell I had in mind. Let's see, is my stream actually on? Jeez, what a breakdown. Okay, it's back on. But I don't think Twitch chat is working. Keep trying. Nope. Okay, I'll try that again. I think I will crack it here. The extra 1 life isn't going to do much. Shieldmare's a nice one. Okay. And that's it. I'm just going to yield until next end step. Jeez. Okay, this is where we turn things around with the big top deck. And it's another land. At least we can double block Starcrown Stag now. Well, Twitch chat's just broken for now, I guess. We'll just accept it. Okay, yeah, that's probably game. Yeah, we're just gonna concede. Okay. Okay, so we have 3 minutes. I liked our sideboarding strategy. Yep, I liked it a lot. Maybe I want another disperse over. Yeah, not over anything. I'm just gonna run this deck back. Oh man, I'm just gonna try and figure out what broke. Oh man. Yay! Success. I don't know what button I hit, but it worked. Okay, so the stream is finally back after crashing. Okay, we would like to play first. Oh man, this hand is a mulligan, but it's so close. It's one land off, I think. We'll keep this. This is a good hand. Wow. That last game was so free if we didn't draw literally our entire a land every turn. Okay, they have a tough keeper mole decision, it looks like. They kept 7. We're going to keep as well. Bottom that. And end our turn. Okay, everything's working. Perfect. It's going to be one of those games maybe where I just never draw anything but lands. Unfortunate. Like getting the Pioneer down. I'm really more worried about his 4 drops. So if I draw something else to do, I might just hold on to my Essence Scatter. Actually, I'm probably going to just go Dwarven Priest and then have Luminous Bonds plus Essence Scatter in the same turn. Gain some life, get some threats down. Yeah, Boggart Brood's not my concern here. Can't really attack as well here. He could just kill my Aviation Pioneer. Starcrown Stag, it's a little bit annoying. It's going to Luminous Bonds it. Get in for some damage. Hold up my Essence Scatter. Potential danger. He must have something, like a Sure Strike or something. I'm just going to take the 3. He doesn't make that attack if he doesn't have a Sure Strike or something of that nature. Easy Essence Scatter. Play my Sky Scanner, look for land, play land, combat. Attack him for 4. Play Gargoyle. I now have 5 power in the air if I need it. I have no cards in hand, but I have pretty good top decks. No block. Don't want to trade my 3/3 flyer for his 3/2 menace, I don't think. Or for his first strike. Oh gosh. So now if he has a Sure Strike, I'm just screwed. Wow. I really felt favored. I'm not going to attack with anything. I need to save my blockers. Wow, I really felt like I was in a good spot this game and this match as a whole, but I guess maybe I sideboarded incorrectly. Maybe Dwarven Priest isn't what I want. Maybe, I don't know, I just kind of mulliganed a little bit. I think I'm going to block like this. So this way he can just use that to keep it alive. So if he had... This way, if he uses this on this guy, it still dies. Sure Strike will do 6, make it up to 7. I'll keep one of the Sky Scanners. This is the best block. Yep, and he does have a Sure Strike from the look of things. Yep, I wish I had a Disperse, but unfortunately I don't have any spells. I think that was the best block I could have done. And I'm officially screwed. Wow, what a game, what a game, what a game. Man, feels really bad to lose. I think this deck was great. Also sorry about the technical difficulties. But now I think it's over. We just couldn't get anything rolling. Take 8. And yeah, we're dead. Wow, I think we had a really good matchup here. And our opponent's deck is great, but we just... Yeah, that's game. He attacks, he's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can't block everything. Wow, that's really unfortunate. I think this deck was great. We had pretty good sideboard. Our first game just kind of demonstrated the power of the deck. We kind of just crushed him. Maybe I wasn't supposed to side out Sift, but I think that's a bit results-oriented because he was a fast deck and Sift can just kind of get you killed. But yeah, quite unfortunate to lose, I think. I think our sideboard plan was solid and we just didn't have the interaction we needed. Maybe I was supposed to bring another Disperse, but anyway, that's going to do it for this draft video. I hope you enjoyed it. We didn't manage to get past round 1, but the deck was pretty cool. We played a couple of close games and a couple of unclose games, but that will do it for this draft video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.